has the power.
Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd, and today we're going to open up Roboto! This is the Cartoon Collection 2000X, and he's actually kind of heavy. So I'm excited to open him up and find out all about him. So let's turn the camera around and let's get this going. Roboto 2000X! Now, as you guys know, Mattel's been making some really cool 2000X figures lately, and so has Mondo. We're getting a whole plethora of 2000X love and goodness. And so I got this Roboto, and I was really excited about getting him. And so let's open him up. Now, before I get too far into this, let me go and slide him back for a minute. And let's talk about the Robotos from the past. Bum, 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 bum. This was my original Roboto from forever ago. And what I did was I thought it'd be funny, and I bought him used on eBay, so he didn't have any hand accessories or anything else. And so I had to make my own little claw out of stuff that you bake in the oven. But I decided to add a thumb drive to his side. So I actually cut out a hole using a Dremel tool. Actually, I probably didn't have my Dremel tools. I don't know what I used. I probably used the tip of my heat gun. And then I added an O-ring and glued it on there. And then I added this thumb drive in there that actually lit up. And so you could see in his chest it lit up. And the fun part was I made little icons. So when you put them in, you'd have a little head icon or you'd have a body icon, depending on the size of the icon. And it was really fun. And I'd stick special things on there for my kids. Secret plans. And I had Man-at-Arms secret plans on there and everything else. And we'd stick them on the Road Ripper and zip them along through the house and Skeletor to try to catch him, to stop him from delivering the secret plans for a new gun or a new weapon or whatever it was that Man-at-Arms sent him to go deliver. So there was my first one. I don't have many more. I sold them on eBay again a long time ago with a thumb drive, thinking that'd be so cool. But of course, when we got Classics, I decided to do the same stinky thing. So here is my Classics Roboto with a thumb drive. Dun, 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 dun. And it's kind of cool. I have a lot of files on here, including the same secret plans I made for my kids when they were younger, as well as some other things too. So there is my Secret Plans Roboto. And then, of course, we have our normal Classics Roboto. Here's how he came normally with no alterations. Now, Roboto is known for cracking really easily in his chest right here. And also his shoulders are put on backwards, so your first thing you have to do is you have to fix the shoulders. And you can see here on this one how bare the shoulders look here and how the pins are on the back where they're supposed to connect to this little spot right here. So the first thing you have to do when you get your Roboto is you got to take and swap the left and right shoulders so the pins are going the right way on the shoulders. See if you can see the difference on that when it comes to Classics, how the pins should be on the other side. And we started finding more and more figures that had the reverse shoulder syndrome. Now I decided to leave one alone. This one right here, this is my unaltered one. So I have one completely unaltered Roboto. And then, because the pieces kept cracking, sure enough, I had one that it cracked and failed. So I used the part of Psychop, is that his name? I don't know. He's a guy with giant scissors. And I made a special Roboto version here. Now, I always liked the 2000X, so I gave him big old monster feet, just like the 2000X had. And here is that 2000X Roboto, so you guys can see what he looked like originally. And the 2000X Roboto originally. Now, this is not to scale. I tried to make it to scale, but my paper was just not big enough. So I did bring in a regular size He-Man box. You can see how far off it is for scaling. So here's a real He-Man box. Here's one I just stole from the internet and printed out. So you can see the size should be a little bit bigger than what we have going on there on that piece of paper. So, and this of course is bigger than normal size, but you can see he came with the gun or the claw, and he had armor you could stick on or just his bare chest underneath. And he actually had a heart inside there, which was kind of cool because I think that was one of the main intentions. The original Roboto, how could I forget his name? The original Roboto was to give him a heart. He's got a heart. And you can see in this one here, there's a heart inside here somewhere that you can see when you turn, the gears would move. Kind of cool. All right, let me scoot these aside. So what I really liked was the big feet. The big feet were awesome. They had jump jets on them and intakes on the front, and just the coolest part of the whole entire figure was those big giant monster feet. So big feet, jump jets on the bottom, and they're really cool. And I got these cool little effects sometimes I use, and he is jump jetting it out of there. And then of course, since I use Flipshot's armor, I used Flipshot's wing, so he can be ultra cool. Now I also made it so he could also use 2 guns. Oops, I got upside down. 1 on each arm as well, so he was like my ultimate Roboto. Domo Arigato. But he's not my main Roboto. What? No, you are not. Ugh. So this is my main Roboto right here. And again, I like the big giant feet. So I took the pieces from the 3-pack we had of, what was his name? It's going to bother me now. But anyway, it was the tank top version of him. So these were green originally. And I painted him silver to match his boots. And just stuck them on there. They look really cool. And there they are. And I stuck a 200X head X on him. Head on him. And I gave him a cool little case to keep all his guns in and stuff. And again, just like with the other one, I made it so you can swap out this side, which is already that way. So that's nothing new. There we go. And I made it so you can swap out this side. So you can have the dual gun shooting Roboto. And so there you go. So just kind of make it more fun to allow all the accessories of Roboto. All right, then we got Origins, and Origins was cool. It reminded me a lot of the original one. His mouth moves just like the original one did. He's got gears, but no heart. No heart. That's what made him special, was his heart. Even in the book, it was his heart. Even in the Happy Birthday Roboto episode, it was his heart. And they skipped the heart. So they made a different version of Roboto, and they put a heart decal on the outside. It's like, no, you guys already blew it. Too late. Too late, Mattel. So, and you can see his little mouth. It's like a duck or something. Whack, 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 whack. All right, then we got the Masterverse one. And the Masterverse one came with this head that looked like this, and it could come apart. Whoop! And you had this cool little robot head. And I liked it to a point, but I really liked the 2000X head better, so I swapped it out and gave him the 2000X head. And then his guns, he came with this giant thing so we could slice through vegetation, or this paint gun. It's like a paint gun, doesn't it? Fill full of paint. And I really like the original styling of the gun. So I made an original styling, printed in silver, and it looked kind of cool. And I decided to paint it silver to match his silver. Shoop. And I really liked how that looked. It was really cool looking. But then I thought, you know what? I could take this one step further and do a glow-in-the-dark version. Glow in the dark. And I decided to make it so it works on both hands. So I can have 2 glow-in-the-dark versions. And I made it so it fits just right on his back of his hand. And so cool. The red glows, the blue glows, the black does not glow, obviously. But it just gives kind of a cool little extra oomph to the figure. And they made another Roboto too for Masterverse, but this is the one I really like. He's got the gears that all turn with this little knob in the back. Just kind of cool. Still no heart. No heart. And that's about it. It is kind of funny with the whole heart thing. Are we doing Wizard of Oz or what? So anyway, there is my custom Roboto. All right, I went through all those pretty quick. Now it is time to open up the 2000X cartoon collection for Origins. Now they put him in a box, and he's really heavy, and he's got a lot of blue and red. Not a lot of metallic look to him, Where is my scissors? Now, it's funny, I was never really a Roboto fan. That's why I don't have my original Roboto anymore. But I got so many Robotos just because I kept doing the shoulder fix on a bunch of them. And Roboto was never like my go-to guy. But he is cool, and I do like his big monster feet from 200X. So that's why I really wanted this one. And let's get him out of here. He is big, he is beefy, and he does have the giant legs. And he comes with a comic. Maybe. Oh, never mind. It's a piece of cardboard. And he comes with a piece of cardboard. Alright, so here we have Domo Arigato. Why even put this rubber band here? Right? Is that actually even doing anything hardly? I mean, he's such a big figure. Just leave the rubber band off, Mattel. Oh, 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 oh. He's got some big guns. Okay, so we can already see he is mammoth. Look how big he is next to the other Roboto from Origins. So you can see, being supposed to be an Origins character, he is huge! Huge, huge. Alright, so here is a 2000X He-Man. And of course, he's pretty good size next to him. Here is Prince Adam. Prince Adam! Here is Teela. So you can see how they all kind of fit next to this guy. And he does look pretty cool. Now, of course, if you haven't guessed yet, yes, I want to use him with my Classics. Bum, 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 bum. That should not be a surprise to anybody at this point. And for Classics, he's also pretty big. Look at that. He's actually a little taller than He-Man. So this guy is going to end up in my Classics collection because he looks pretty close in height to my other Roboto I made for my custom. Now, unfortunately, because of the coloring and the big giant color plastics, he looks like a Fisher-Price toy. He really does. And so because of that, he's going to take a lot of painting and coloring in order to give him a classic aesthetic to him. Wow, his arm does not move very much. That's it. Come on, Mattel, you could have made it work better than that. Not even 90 degrees. It's just... that is... maybe I won't be using them for my Classics. But anyway, this goes on this side. And somehow this comes apart. I'm not sure where or how. Let's try to pull his hand off. That does not make any sense. What am I missing here? Well, the red gun goes in there. Blam, 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 blam. Maybe this piece comes off. If I read the directions, I would know. Alright, now I know it's just a shoulder cannon only. It's not made to be his handgun. Which is weird, because now his handgun's on the wrong side. Because it's supposed to literally be on his right. We could put the red gun on there, I guess. It just does not fit right. Okay, let's try the other side. Geben Sie deinem Hand. I guess it would have fit if I pushed it in harder. Blam, blam, blam. There it is. His knees are stuck. You know, I was all excited to use this guy for my Classics, but he doesn't have very much articulation. They didn't even give him the shield to go on the front. You know what? Sorry, Mr. Roboto. I am going to stick with my other guy here. He actually, even though he's not 2000X-ish with the big giant feet, he actually looks cooler. Sorry, man. I really had high hopes for you, man. It's funny. He does look like one of those Mech Warriors, though. I used to love playing those Mech Warrior games. But his articulation is just lacking so much. And they could have at least added one right here so you can twist his leg after you move it a little bit. But there's like just very little movement. And that joint's stuck. You can see the one that does work. You could get some movement out of here. This one's stuck though on the other side. It's just not a lot. Not a lot. I don't remember how much this guy was, so I can't tell you if it was worth it for the money, but I am really contemplating now. Does his arms come off? I'm afraid to pull. Okay, that comes off. Oh, that could be fun. Is it the same size? Does this come apart? Oh, he does. Ugh. Ugh. Oh! Let's give him some little weenie legs. Dude, you have missed. Ugh. Looks like one of the characters from, That is funny. Dude, you skipped leg day too many times. Burr, 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 burr. That is hilarious. Okay, let's see if his arms come apart. I don't think his arms come off. How about his boots? I can't believe there's no paper in there telling me what comes apart and what doesn't. Let me look again. Maybe I dropped it somewhere. Oh, there it is right here. His arms are supposed to come off. So his head, his arms, his waist, and his feet. Okay. Here we go. Am I going to trust those directions? I end up breaking this guy trying to pull his leg off. Yeah, I'm going to have to use some hot water or something because I'm afraid it's going to rip at the leg instead of at the boot. But his arm's supposed to come off too, but it's just stretching in there. It's not coming out loose. So they're supposed to come off, but they are just really tight. So I would not pull them off. That is hilarious. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Well, I am disappointed. I kind of thought I would be when I saw him in the box, but I was really hoping that he would still look like massively cool. He's okay. He's okay. I guess if I had to give him a score of 1 to 10, he might rank a 7. If you're going to play with him with your Origins, yes, he's definitely a 7. If you want to use him for anything else, probably not. He doesn't have just enough to customize to make him into a cool Classics figure like I was hoping. Alright, so here he is. It'd be funny if I can get the boots off, to swap the boots on these little skinny leg pieces in the middle. That would look hilarious. So I may do that if I can find out how to get those boots off, just to take these boots off and swap them out for fun. That might look kind of funny. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys next video. Like they say in the 1987 movie. Whoa, his gun flew off. That's not what they say. It's on the floor. Like they say in the 1987 movie. Ha! Good journey. Bye now. Thanks for joining me.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it.